All right, so Pinan Nidan Bunkai, probably pretty similar to what you see in a lot of places. We incorporate the chin strap for the prep for the down block and the throw. Our section 2, we've changed around a little bit. I keep playing around with the idea of like, do I just want to work outside the arm? But our pad drill, which we're hopefully going to show you today as well, wound up changing things around a little bit. And we're like, well, let's go ahead and make it match. So just get going on it. Section 1 of Pinan Nidan. This is starting with the hammer fist block, step through punch, chamber, throw them down, repeat on the opposite side. Here, 3 high blocks down the middle, but usually for our bunkai, we don't get to that. We just kind of stick with the base level hammer fist. All right, so yes, the most common punch thrown in a fight is a right punch, but we're actually going to start with the left punch just so it matches the kata. So in the kata, when I'm teaching you guys the katas, I was like, oh, there's a bad guy to the left, so turn to the left. But bunkai-wise, we want you to understand it's not that there's actually a bunkai to the left. It's just kind of an easy way to first start learning it, especially with basic Form 1. But for Pinan Nidan, it's an opponent coming in the front. They're throwing a left punch, and I'm going to get offline and circle in that hammer fist block. And notice that I've grabbed their hand here. So the kata is here. Bunkai, I'm grabbing onto it. So a few different ways we can do this block. If you're having a hard time with it, you can just do one big circle with your left hand while they throw that left punch circling here. That's okay. If you want to get the press cover and then come, so again, that left punch comes and he's coming in 1, 2, that's great. Easiest way to start this though is start with both your hands up, which is basically how we should be starting all of our bunkais anyways, in this hands up position. Now when he throws this left punch, I just want to make sure I'm getting outside of his arm and now my hands are up. Doesn't really matter if I push here and then clear or if I'm just pushing with the left hand. My hands are up, my head's covered, and then I get it to the side. My next move from here, just like the kata, is I'm going to step in and punch, and I want to make sure my leg comes right behind his leg. Now, if I'm shorter than Daniel, I punch him in the rib. If I'm taller than Daniel, I'm going to punch the head. I even may make this kind of a ridge hand or back of the forearm strike, but I'm going to hit and come around the head, and I'm going to grab his chin. We're going to leave it here. So you can see where I'm grabbing here. This is what we call the chin strap. Cool thing is, when you yank somebody's head back, it messes with their equilibrium inside. And since my leg was behind his, hopefully he falls. Though we don't want Daniel to fall. All right, so let's do it one more time from the front. We'll show it from the side. He's going to start with this left punch. My hands are up. I get outside the arm here and make sure Ukis throw a left straight punch, because if he throws a hook, throw a hook. If I'm going outside, I'm going to get hit. My hands are up, great. But it's kind of harder to get over that position. So as an uki, this is our first bunkai really, because we don't have much of a bunkai for basic Form 1. Is straight punch to the head. Here, I'm outline, getting off here. Make sure you get offline. What I don't want to see is anybody trying to stay in place. Here and get it blocked. No, get offline here, outside of it. Go ahead again. Block. We're going to strike, grab the chin, pull him back. Now, ukis, you get to learn a little bit of escape, because there's also, for the most part, most of you guys are going to be uki. We're going to work it this way. He throws this left punch. Again, offline, step in here. Now, if I'm starting to pull Daniel back, he's going to backspin out of this here. That is his escape. Now, if he gets clear and he gets a lot of room, perfect. Now he can throw a right punch, and now I get to work the other side of it. Boom. Reach up, grab the chin. If you're really short and you can't grab the chin, you can grab back of a shirt, back of a hair. But coming through this way, yanking it back. And again, he back spins. And then he can repeat it ad nauseum forever and ever if we want to. Another way that we can do this, though, is, again, he throws this punch, left punch, I'm offline, strike. Now, as I come to this chin strap, as he back spins, he's going to, with his right hand, come up here with a back fist, a shuto, whatever it is. I'm going to keep my hands up so I can cover and then drop it down. Now, the cool thing is you can make it flow a little bit better here. Downside is you don't quite get to work dodging outside the right punch. It's a right back fist instead. Step in punch, grab the chin. Same thing, he spins out, he's got this hand covered here, and now I can bring it down and start coming in with those 3 high blocks, which we make forearm strikes to the face. So, that is our first section of Pinan Nidan. Hammer fist, punch, chin strap. Do make sure you work the throws, and then once you get comfortable with it, then you kind of have them escape it, so you can flow through and just keep things moving. Quick note for section 1. If you want to work it from grappling, because we've been working some of these grappling drills, what I find works really well is either he's got a left collar tie or maybe I've got my right collar tie and he's circling in to go for his left collar tie, and as he's coming up, I'm just going to circle underneath. If he's already got a hold of it, maybe I get some sort of loosening, maybe I feel this hand come just a little loose, I circle out to get my hammer fist block, punch, chin strap, repeat the opposite side. All right, let's try the pad drill. Good news is, the pad drill is almost exactly like the bunkai, which is by design. So for pad drills, it's almost more important for the person holding the pad to memorize stuff, because he's just basically doing the same thing. So I'm coming in with this left punch. He's going to scoot offline. He gets his hammer fist block. He grabs. Now, the pad is simulated in my head. So I throw up here. He steps in, punch. Usually, if we were doing bunkai, he'd be stepping behind my leg. If he winds up going in front, it's okay. I still like working behind the leg, like he just did. Good. Now, he's imagining he's reaching behind to grab the back of the head. He's going to pull it over, and then he's going to circle this hand up to hammer fist it, and I make sure I get the other hand up. Same thing. He grabs, he pulls it down. Boom. So this would be the middle part of the kata, 3 high blocks. As he steps in, I'm going to step back, and I'm going to swing down in his head. 1, 2, 3. I like that. I know we're kind of going off camera here, but you guys got the basic idea. He's doing 3 high blocks. Let's try again. We'll scoot this way a little bit more. There. Okay, he's right at the edge. So again, I throw a left punch. I'm the uki. Oh, left punch. He hammer fist blocks. He steps in, punches. He grabs the back of it. He pulls it over. He's going to hammer fist block it. He steps in, punch. He grabs the back of it. He pulls it over, and then 3 high blocks. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Section 1 from the other side. So I come in with my left punch towards the head body. He's going to do his hammer fist block. I bring up my right hand. He steps in, punches. He reaches around towards the back of it. He pulls it down. He hits the hammer fist. I make sure I'm bringing up my left hand so he can now hit it. Reach around from the backside, pull it down. 3 high blocks. 1, 2, 3. So a thing to keep in mind, he comes in with his left punch, is I'm getting offline. As I step in and throw this punch, again, I want to imagine that's the back of his head. Reach around this way. So I don't want you to reach inside here so your hand's coming like this. That's the next section. I want you to come around the back to yank it over. Boom, hit it again. Go that other side. So make it mimic the head. I like to think reach around the back of the head as opposed to reach across the front. Cool. All right, section 2 of the kata. I've got up here to the top of my eye, and I fancy turn into a down block, step to the angle high block, long turn down block, step to the angle high block, L turn down block, 3 punches here. If you turn 180 degrees in a kata, it means one of 2 things. Either you're getting behind your opponent, or in our case, you just ran out of room in the dojo. You're going the other way. So this is one of the cases of just they wanted you to keep doing work. There wasn't enough room in the dojo. So as opposed to working a fancy turn, which you can, we are just going to work it as if I'm already facing him. We've changed this one a little bit. We were working before. They were throwing a left punch, and I was getting outside the arm coming in, and my high blocks become forearm strikes to the face or throat. My head cut off. Fix the camera a little bit. Hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit better. So as opposed to working outside the arm and it being a left punch, which, to be real, most people are right-handed, are going to throw right-handed punches. We are now making it as if it's a right-handed either body shot, like you throw a hook to the body and that's going to be my left down block, or maybe we're out here grappling and he's trying to shoot behind me to grab a hold of me here. So as he comes to shoot, I'm creating that space, getting that arm out to block. So here's our first move, the down block, right? Next move is a high block. We're stepping in the angle, so we're going to step in front of him because we never quite want to step behind him. And you can kind of go for an Asotogari, but if he gets a better position, then I'm in a bad position. So we're going to come in here and we're going to face strike right away. Now, if he is suddenly throwing that other hand, so he throws 1, 2, well, great, I got the other hand up. Let's talk about grabbing with the down block. He throws that right hook. Now, if I circle underneath to grab it here, so I circled, totally fine. If you find yourself blocking and the hand comes down on top, that's okay too. The idea is just make this a grab. We like grabs. So we're coming in for the face smash. In section 1, we reached around to get to the back of the head. We're not going to do that. We're going to reach from the inside. And since I've got the back of his neck here, I'm going to pull his head down. If he falls down, great. If he doesn't and he starts to fight, we're going to adjust just a little bit. And he starts to fight, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch hands, and now I get to work what I really wanted to work, behind his arm, and I come to face smash here. If Vandal is taller than me, then instead of coming inside the arm like we usually do with our high blocks, we do what most other karate schools do, and we're going to go outside the arm, and we're going to jam this into his armpit, and he gets to make that face like, oh, that's not comfortable. Notice where my leg is. It's right behind his leg. And because he's off balance, the throw becomes a lot easier as I almost slammed his head in the wall. Sorry, Daniel. So, again, show up in the beginning. He's going to come in with a right hook or right like he's trying to grab. I'm going to down block, and I'm going to face smash. I pull him down. As he starts to pop up, I switch, and I come for the face smash. Again, notice I'm not reaching around the back. I'm in the front, and I'm just going to eye rake or chin grab here, and I'm going to pull him backwards. As soon as he starts to move, punch, punch, punch. That's the 3 punches at that part of the kata. So down block, high block, down block, high block, down block, punch, punch, punch. Here it is on him. He comes in. Down block, high block, down block, high block, down block, punch, punch, punch. If they score him a lot. Grappling note for section 2. This one, we got some sort of grappling in here. Basically, at some point, while Daniel gets control, maybe he gets this arm pulled off, and he starts to shoot this hand in towards my side. That's where I'm going to create the space and come up this way. Or maybe, if I've got it here and I start getting, you guys can't see it, tricep control, an overhook here, maybe at some point while I've got that, instead of bringing my head this way, now I move in to get that strike here, pull him down, and start working the rest of the pad in there. So that's a way you can work it from grappling. Pad drill time. So for the section 2 of the pad drill, and this is probably our biggest reason why we change it, is now it matches, the pad drill matches the bunkai a little bit better. So parents, older siblings, friends who are at home helping your fellow karatekas work their stuff, it's not going to be much different from you. Again, I'm starting with a right hook, and Daniel's going to, scoot this way a little bit, Daniel. Daniel's going to start with the down block here. I'm going to bring my hand up, and I'm going to bring it off, my left hand up towards the left side, because if I bring it across to the right side and he high blocks this, oh, I smack myself in the face, and that would be stupid. So again, I'm going to start right body hook. I'm going to bring the left hand here. Now, just like he was doing a minute ago, instead of reaching from behind, he's going to open up this hand. He's going to pull it down, and now I'm going to bring my right hand here. He steps in, gets the forearm smash. He grabs it again from the inside. He pulls it down. Now, for his punch, 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 just for safety reasons, I'm going to have him throwing the punch cross. So I'm going to pull my right hand out. He's going to step in. Right punch, left punch, right punch. And notice, right hand, my right hand, but I've got it on the right side, so he's kind of throwing the punches cross here. So one more time on this. I throw right body hook, and I bring my left hand up. Good. He's grabbed it. Hopefully he's still got control of this arm here. He brings it down. I bring my right up here. He pulls it down. I'm going to pull my right hand out. Punch, punch, punch. Cool. Section 3. We don't have a good strike variation on this one. It's an arm drag. It's a grappling movement here. And we have the fancy turn into our 4 low shoot those. So to show you the part of the kata, if I hit my third punch, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 low shoot those 4 open-handed down blocks, whichever phrase you prefer on that one. So we are getting a hold of each other here. Maybe we got some. My goal is that I am going to get an overhook, so my right hand is on the back of Daniel's left tricep here, just above the elbow here. Now, the escape for this is he's going to point his thumb down. He rolls in, and he comes up and grabs my head. I go, oh, no, well, he's got a collar tie. I strip out here. So we are going to use that. As soon as he starts to point his thumb down, once it gets to here, I'm going to bring my left hand across to grab at his left wrist. Notice my right hand is here at the elbow, and I am going to drop, this is the fancy turn part, into a low stance here. So that's this position. Then all I have to do is shift in and go for the move. The throw there, sorry. It's either a Hasame Nage or Sakui Nage if you had the extra hand. Let's turn the other direction so you can see it just a little bit better. You guys saw the hand fighting part. Boom, we're grappling here. I get an overhook with my right hand onto his left. As he starts to escape, I grab, I pull across. If he gets spun all the way through that way, well, great, I've got my opening to run. No need to keep doing it. But if I get this plant and he drops, what I'm going to do is, similar to what we were working before, I get my leg right behind his leg. Most important part of all these bunkais is I'm here, and because I'm in low, I am just going to drop this hand into his stomach, and you'll notice he'll flip over the leg. So if I'm just doing one hand here, maybe keep it control. This is Hasame Nage, scissor throw. If, as you're doing it, the weight of the leg comes up, you find yourself putting a hand on the leg, then it's Sakui Nage, scooping throw, and you're just scooping the leg up, and he makes that slight face. So One more time from this side. We're grappling, boom. I get an overhook as he comes to escape. I grab, pull him across, and right away shoot in behind him to grab the leg. Unfortunately, no pad drill for this one because it's all just grappling. Now, if you guys have watched some of the other videos, maybe you're an older student, we usually end with the flow drill where we go from one section to the second section to the last section. This one's a little bit trickier because it's more made for repeating drills. So it doesn't quite work as well. But if you absolutely want to try, just have fun playing around with it. It's going to look something similar to this. Fingers crossed that this works. So he starts section one. He's going to come in with his left face punch. I hammer fist block. I step in, punch a ridge hand, grab his chin. Backspin, he hammer fist or back fist. I drop it down. Same thing here. Come, grab the chin. Bring him out this way. I make sure I keep control. Even if he doesn't throw the back fist, I'm going to keep this control. 3 high blocks, right? I'm going to step in high block. He's going to block. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, pull it down, and then I step in high block again. Grab, pull it down. Third one here. As I start to pull it down, he's going to shift to bring this hand around like he's trying to get a grab. I'm going to down block, face strike, pull him down. As soon as he starts to shift up, I come in with my high block, either over the arm if I'm taller, under the arm if I'm shorter. He's slightly off balance. I pull. I'm going to come in with 3 punches. As I punch, he's just going to block the punches. 1, 2, 3. I get into my position where I've got left collar tie, right hand. I want to make sure I try to get an overhook. So if he gets over it here, if he grabs, if he's got top control here somehow, I'm going to make sure I overhook. And now I get to go for the kata from here. As he brings the hand through, I pull him across, slide in for my throw. If he starts to pull this leg out of the way, well, good, I step in and go for the other leg. So there's a loose way to flow drill Pinan Nidan. Good luck. Have fun.